Right, Chaos. Remember this. You've got a buller here, right? And that is not anything attached to children, and there's no seal attached to the PayPal, right? Being known as a bull, okay? So there's no that look, no that, no watery vesicle or blister, no genus of that mollusk, right? No thin shell and no bubble, okay? So no bubble is a buller, and a bull off a buller, okay? And all you see, the amount of information here for bull, right? There's a lot of it, right? So it's a bull fight, right? And look, it's more about a bull than a bulb. You know, Mother Nature's not happy about that. Okay, because a bulb's more important than a ball. A ball. Well, and a bell. Yes. So I was looking for bullion, what bullion meant. Oh, look. Look at that. A bum. Look at that. To hum like a bee, to humble bee. Keeps his honey in round cells clustered in rude shelter on the ground. You see that? So bailiff out, bum bailiff, right? Get out, bum bailiff. Right. Right. So what's the joke? Bulwark. Right. So bulwark down. Right. Bulwark. Out. Okay. Off. Right. And we're off that bolt. Out of the bulls. Okay, so we're not in a pulse. No pulses here, out. And then out of the bulrush, out of the bully, out bully, out of bully beef. Right, bullion, here we are. So, bullion is my worth, right? So it's uncoined, which means that my worth isn't in a coin, okay? It doesn't exist in a coin, okay? And my bullion is not refined, okay? My soul just knows how much I'm worth, right? So I'm just uncoined, okay? And it doesn't have to be part of the metals. It doesn't have to be part of the metallic currency, okay? Because I don't want that weight to carry around with me, all of that burden. So I have a way to deal with that without money or having to carry that much wealth around with me, because that would be ridiculous. So my soul knows my worth, and that's an easier way of doing it. But that doesn't mean that my soul can be marketed and translated into any worth for anyone else, which it wasn't, right? So, right. So the bulletin, right, has no in. Okay, so a bulletin has no in. It's not a medical report anymore. Okay, so there's no medical anything about a bulletin. Okay, and that's 6 letters to the inch and stuff like that. Look, I don't like the look of that. So, and then you got the bullet. Anything else about a bullet? So you've got a bubble here as well, and a knob, and a buller. So you've got that buller word, right, which is that mollusk attached to a bullet, right? and a knob, right? So then you've got this bull Ra, right? So that's a water thing, right? And then that with the bubble. So they're playing around with the word bubble, aren't they? To create this false form, right? So the positive is usually down here. So you've got the butt and all that shit, right? Bunsen burner. Luminous. It doesn't produce a luminous flame. So it only produces a flame, not a luminous flame, right? So that's, there's no Bunsen burner that does a luminous flame. That's not there. Right, so yeah, it's a bit of a nonsense, isn't it? So above the bull, right, so that seems to have there's a lot of words there, so a lot of power to that name, whoever owns that name, find out, right, who bought the word bull. And a bulkhead, right, so that's over the bull in the dictionary, right. So a partition in a separate compartment structure, so pressure. Right, so we got out the bulkhead, and we got a bulker. That's not a nought. A person. Right, a counter. So we found a counter above bull, right, which is called a bulker, right, which is a counter. So Sumner and Jack Counter look at bulker, right. There's another person counting called bulker, and that might be something to do with burger if you round the R and the G, right. So the bulk, that looks like the market, right. So a bulker, a beam. Oh look, a beam, right. So that they've got the bulk of the beam for the bulker. So that's a secret trader, right. So where are they storing the bulkage? Right, so we see clumsy in shape. So all of this, bulk, has no, my bulk has nothing to do with man's measure. Weird, right? And that, right, shouldn't even be a word, right? Because that's a spell. And why the bloody hell is ox there, right? Why would it be there, right? Because that's bull, isn't it? You know, that's shit, right? So this is all spelling. And this is the Oxford Dictionary, right? So that, right? I just put no action from this book. No stores, no bad book, burned. But we have to obviously go through it. But yeah, I was just looking up that word bullion, and then yeah. So look at that. Thank you.